All right, welcome to Roleplay Cafe. This is Symbaroum, Session 10. Dell is our GM for this evening. Below Dell there is David. He is Malleus. Hello. We have got myself as Taro, and beside us there, Mr. Todd is Cobello. And take it away, Dell.
Okay, jumping right into it. Okay, I'll start with Taro. Okay, Taro, you're at the dump. It's late evening. You've been engaging with a little bit of hallucinogenics, in a little tea mixture, as well as swigging your ale. You overhear a conversation about. First of all, you guys, since you came back from your last excursion, have not been able to put a bead on the location of Malleus. Okay, I first should say that. Vicamir, at one night, several nights ago, got up in the middle of a nightmare and ranting about some kind of what was the name of the people that we encountered in your session, Jason? I'm drawing a blank right there.
The Teresa family?
No, the duck-billed people.
Oh, Adrix?
Yeah, the Adrix river pirates, had taken his clan. So this is some fear, right? So he rushes off and awakens a couple of you, but leaves off.
The Andrix, yeah, Andrix.
Yes, the Andrix. Sorry, I drew a blank on that.
That's right.
The Thoraya has since been preoccupied since he located that monument outside of the cave that designated the elfin battle that took place. Mm-hmm. He's trying to locate and trying to gain audience with the mayor of Thistlehold at this point, because lands for a night pitch, because he heard that he had been an associate of Opada, which was listed on the relic or the monument as who they faced that fell in that battle. He's since followed a trail trying to locate her staff, because she was a staff mage as well. So he's been preoccupied with that, and the boy Bonner has been going along with him at nights. So, while everybody's off on their own little escapade, Chitaro taken to the dump to refill your little oasis, to refill your tank, as it were. You overhear some troubling news off in the distance at another table, with a group of men speaking about a supposed murder that had taken place, and of a young lady pierced through the side and her eyes removed. And they were describing, none of them knew the name, but the descriptions matched Malleus as far as it could be discerned from you. At this time, the boy Bonner rushes in, out of sorts, and irate, and he sees you. You can tell he's looking for anybody, and he rushes to your table. You're a little bit sloshing. You're trying to calm him down a little bit, but he's telling you that his master, Thoraya, was surrounded by some goblinoid creatures, and his master brushed him away and told him to get back. They seem to be a bit hazy in his description of them, as far as not only describing them, but also as if they were surrounded by some kind of cloud-like material and clamoring at Thoraya. And it seemed like he went a little bit, according to Bonner, into a little bit of a trance-like gaze, and they led him off down into a corridor. He followed tentatively at a distance until they entered a back room, and then the door shut down a back alley, and then he went to find. Anyway, he said he went to your main hold, and nobody no one was there, and then he thought to come here, and he's find you. Now he's just unloading all of this on you. Now, okay, Cabela, your Ansel had called you to give you some information on what had to follow up information about, you assume, the changeling threat, or perhaps some sort of information that he said he had to follow up with you on in the last session. Now, you had gone there to find out what was going on. You see him, he's aflush with you being there. He looks a bit erratic and nervous as he takes you can see the chopped up pieces of the mushroom that you had acquired for him laying about on the table or whatever. There's an elixir in a vial he has of the same coloration. Some of it's an orangey, fleshy, pinkish mixture in this vial. And he corks it and he says, good. And he begins to tell you that some grave tidings he feels are about to be, like he's a harbinger of doom almost, but, that the city is about to face something that it has not seen. And, but he has located who he believes is one of your lost comrades that he's heard you were looking for, Malleus.
Oh.
And there had been, as you go there and he's packing up, it starts, you hear a thunderbolt, and it starts to rain as you're heading out of his apothecary down the back alleyways until he gets you to a grate in a back alley, and you lean down and the water starts to come down heavily. He's telling you that his little necklace with the Prius designation on it, I don't believe you recognize it first. He's holding it and he's rubbing it as he do it. You can tell he's muttering little prayers as he begins to direct you toward leaning down low, even though you're not really wanting to do this, knowing you as a character. But you peer down in below the grate to look down, and you can see this ambient lighting coming up from underneath there, and you can get a view through the slant, leaning down into this opening below. It's like almost a tunnel work underneath the city, and it's cavernous, looking down into an area. And there's a soft yellow hue. You see almost like not necessarily a glow. You see maybe dust motes or whatnot floating about in there. And as you look down into the area, you hear him talking about Sarvola, that one of the mages, one of the priests that had been part of that sect, managed to escape. He was delirious. He had several wounds on him, and as far as Sarvola was able to ascertain, there was something going on down there, and they had been watching it for several days and wondering what to do with this situation that was arising. Now, when you look down into the area, you see what seems like almost several figures. It's almost a garden greenery, blackish molten green area of foliage right at the base of this, rising up in the center onto a main. Yes, in the cavern, and it's not cavernous as far as a cave like. I'm just saying that it's an open area like that. You see several figures affixed and hung, spread eagle hanging between pillars that surround this central dais, this raised dais. And this mound is overflowing with greenery and spilling out to these pillars. It looks like that people are strung up in the middle of. There's also, it looks to be off in the distance, a couple of other figures moving around, and one almost slithering. You can't tell where it starts necessarily. It's a trick of the eye, where it ends. All right, now Malleus.
Yes.
I'm gonna get you up to this point.
Okay.
Okay, you're coming to right now, and it's groggy. You see these dust motes, and the last thing you're remembering is you're calling. You remember that the lady had found you at the tavern. The noble lady that you had the little tryst with.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
Somebody did his homework.
Yeah, I know, right?
Somebody's going back to session 1.
I know, right? What are you doing?
Session 1. But she's palpably, anxious, and her eyes are darting this way or that. She takes you by surprise. She's hunted you down in this tavern.
Okay,
and
so I wasn't expecting her. Okay.
No, not by any. That was the furthest thing. Your mind's been on present concerns. And but at that she's a little bit too hectic to deal with amongst the crowd that you have. But you do happen to get some privacy in a room up there. All right. Mm-hmm. She begins to tell you, why didn't you respond to my missive? And more has come to light, and she's really exasperated. Okay. Now, as you try to calm her, there was a point. I need you to roll your resolute at a negative 5.
Okay. Let me get some dice. Whoops, not ready. Okay. All right. Resolute at -5. Here. That's gonna be a 7. So.
Did you? Yeah, you probably made it, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, made it.
Okay, you made it. Now, you keep your britches on. Let's just put it that way, because she's intoxicating. She's perfumed up as normal. This revision. You're intoxicated. She's intoxicating. Just put it that way. But you managed to calm her down. You focus on that. But she's letting you know that her husband, Fritz Rundall, has become a part of this betrayal to Thistlehold. And what she's overheard. Okay. Now, as you try to coax her down and calm her down, she's still sobbing, and then she lets you know something else that you was not expecting at this time. But she's with child.
Oh, okay.
And she suspects that it is yours. All right.
Oh.
Now, as you calm down, and it gets later, the door creaks open, and you see 2 burly men standing there, and they usher in that very lord that she was talking about, that very nobleman, her husband. She gasped, and over her shoulder you can see a certain chambermaid, wide-eyed. Okay, so you saw that, and they accost you, and at that moment, he looks at her and, "No, my dear, do not struggle. You will get your due comeuppance soon." He's looking at you, and he's looking down his nose or whatever, and he looks back at the chambermaid, and he ushers her in. "You did well, my dear, but there's one more thing I need to do for you." And this is when he stabs her, and lets her go down, and you smell a familiar scent of elderberry, the same, that toxin as it goes over your face,
Mhm.
it begins to knock you out. Okay, but as you're going down onto your knee, you see the girl collapse right in front of you, and kind of hollow-eyed, and then you see almost the bottom area. You see this little gobliness feet coming in. Right by her head, as her head rolls over to you, and he takes a nail, his thumb, and it's like almost an ice cream scoop, a jagged one, as he sinks it into her eyes.
Oh my gosh!
He takes them and pulls them out.
What?
And you can see him slip them under the bandage that he has up under his eyes, right? And he's the little motes are floating around him, and you see behind him, off in the corner, there's there's the Lord Fritz is like that ghastly creatures, and he puts, they're trying not to breathe in anything, and the two men or whatever, as they're backing out of the room, and then you see you're removed up with them, and they take you back, and that's when they shut the door and your eyes go out, and the next thing you know, you're waking up you're strung up between these two columns, and you're hanging there. In front of you, you see a vine-like network of a mesh leading to that center dais that's raised up, and there is a creature that slithers in front of you. It's long and serpentine. It's got a torso of a man. It's rotted, decayed. Looks like some kind of a mummified version. It's hollowed out eyes. It don't have no eyes. It's just hollow in there. Now, what you're seeing, whether this is an hallucinogenic or not, whatever purpose, you see these other beings or other men, which is or women or what have you. This has been slung up in between these areas, and half of them are in decay. Half of them, they have no eyes. A lot of their bodies, they look like half-formed rotted flesh and half-rotted plant life. And it's in all states of decay and filtering, sloughing off into this pool of plant life that leads up into that center dais, right?
Now, were these figures bound as I am, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. And when you're looking at bound, you look down and you can feel that you're bound to these columns by the plant itself, the root system. Okay, gotcha. And also when you look down and you can feel in your veins almost coursing of almost like poison. Right? Okay. There is vine-like tendrils that have snaked up into your leg and into your veins, your blood veins, basically, through your skin. Okay, so there's points like that that's kind of anchoring you to the ground as well as it coming up your arms. Right, so you can see where it's entered your arms and it's blackening out in certain areas, in regions as you hang there. But you can see, you make a pretty fair guess that these individuals that have been hanging are in a latter state of your situation. All right.
Got it. Yep.
They've gone. All right. So you're around what appears to be maybe a giant sundial in effect. Right. Okay. This box where it was strike, even though it's all on the interior. You had seen the creature slither up in front of you, and his hollowed eyes, and you see a snake tongue comes out and kind of slathers all around your face or whatever. You get a feel as it holds your jaw, and then it goes back and slides away from you. Okay. Now, what's odd? Roll and see if
what's odd?
Well, what's further off?
This is pretty normal Friday night for you, Mal. This is where it gets odd.
Roll your vigilance.
Vigilance? Okay. Straight roll, no modifiers? Okay.
Yeah, just Wait, no. Give me a two modifier for your situation and haziness of the
Penalty or
environment.
Oh.
Oh yeah, penalty.
Okay, so I made it. I rolled a 7 plus 2 is 9, so I'm 1 point under. Vigilant at 10.
Okay. Well, what's strange is when you see this creature pull back, and you first notice that inside of this somewhat open cavity, you can see some of the ribs, some of the interior parts, and there are actually parts of maybe metal or little tidbits of gleaming armor or whatever, and you do recognize something inside of that you had seen before. Okay. And it seems there is it's the mark of Rigel that hangs out of the side, okay? But as this thing turns, this whole serpentine rib-like cage is just full of different things. Whatever is suggested is still circulating inside of there as it slithers through. But you'll notice it leaves and adds as the floor bed of this cavern. It's all laid out with little trinkets here or there, and you can see the sword hilt, and you can see a breastplate. It's just a mixture. It's very good for pilots. Okay. So you're like that, and then you hear it go away, and you hear okay, and this you hear something sliding behind you. As you hear the floor rotate and move, it seems to be behind you. You're still stationary where you are, but there's something sliding up. And then when you would look over to the side, you saw there is a sickening, slapping, beating of wings, restrained wings, and a grunt. And you can't see that much to the side, but it's almost like you can feel something's about to happen. Okay, we're in real time now. Okay. Now I'm going to throw it back to Taro. Bonner has led you to the door. All right, and it's down a back alley, and boy, it starts to rain now. The thunder's out, and it's almost like the overhang of the eaves of the top of the roof system is just dumping water on right now. So that door is almost like a welcoming beckon to get away from the rain, too, as it were. But he's like, they took the master in there.
Yeah, I grab him by the scruff, pull him in close, and kind of tap his cheek with my dagger and say, "Here, boy, take this. You're going to need it." So I wait till he gets a hold of the hilt of the dagger, and I want to try to persuade him, bolster his spirits a little bit, because this kid's been rattled since he found me. Yeah. Right? He's bringing me back to where he believes his master's been. So just want to make a persuasion check, try to get this kid, straighten up a little bit.
Yeah. Just
straight?
Yeah, just straight.
Okay.
Right now. He's looking for guidance.
So I failed that, but I handed my dagger either way, so he has a weapon. Hopefully, right? Okay.
Yeah, he receives it shakily and tucks it away, but he can tell his eyes are everywhere else.
You are doing this. Remember, you will be doing this for Thariah. Whatever it is we do here, boy. You must steel yourself. And then I'll draw my sword, and then I'll ask him: "Is this you left here on a?" You came and went from this door without a greeting, without.
Okay, he coughs and a little brown sputtle comes up on his lips a little bit, and he wipes it, and his hand's shaking. It's just the rain is coming down. Yes, I saw them take him in. We must get him, and he's pressing upon you to do so, but he's at your side.
Okay,
obviously.
First, I'll slide my, like I said, I'll draw my sword here since we're going inside, and I will try the latch on the door and push the door open.
Yeah, it's very easy. It just swings and clambers shut. Clambers open against the thing.
Okay.
And it's almost like you can feel, it's not necessarily, there's not any more humidity to it because obviously it's raining. But there's a different change in pressure and in feeling, and almost you can it's almost like PC. You can breathe it, not that dense, but you can tell there's like the dust motes are there. It's like you open into an aged area. All right. Now it goes for a bit, and then it turns left, and you can see a faint yellowish glow lighting up where the turning point is for the tunnel.
Okay. Any other light source? I mean, is this all basically in the fog and darkness, or what?
Yeah, it's the fog and darkness. You can only make it, yeah. I mean, it was a fuller moon, so there's some kind of a,
Okay, but we are indoors
outside.
Now. We are inside.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It definitely got dark.
Okay.
Except for the light behind you, from the faint moon and what you're seeing up in front of you.
Okay. I'll proceed cautiously with my sword in front, trying to make out any movement, shadows as I proceed toward this light.
Okay. You get there, and it is a stairwell descending fairly steeply downward.
I looked at Bonner. Is this where they took him, Bonner?
His eyes are just all over the floor, and you can see almost like you can see a lot of tracks in different ways. So it does look like it's not even hidden to where there's been a lot of tracks over there.
Okay. And
one specifically human size and a lot of goblin-size tracks. So, and that one human is going down, and he made gestures toward it. See there.
Does Bonner know where Cabello's at?
No, he has not seen Cabello. You were the first one he got a hold of.
Okay. Yeah, I'm tempted to send the boy to find Cabello. I'm going to do that. I'm going to whisper back to the boy, "Don't fret. I will try to free your master, but we must find Cabello and Malleus. Start first at our town home, but find Cabello. Ask around. Find Cabello."
Okay, it looks like you uncertainly. Yeah, it looks like you uncertainly takes a step or two backwards, and it's almost like the fear is pulling him back anyway. Mm-hmm. So some things are real for him right now. Mm-hmm. So he gets it, looks at you, and then double takes and nods at you and turns 180 and runs up the stairs, and you hear that door clatter shut, and his feet patter off an echo. You're not that far descended down yet. Yeah. But you've got a flight of at least 20 foot down, maybe 30 foot.
Okay.
Before it planes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'll begin step by step down the stairs one at a time. Again, trying to see through the fog and any shadows or any movement I can make out as I proceed down the stairs.
You see a light shifting of movement and almost the swirl of dust motes or what have you inside there as you reach the bottom, and you hear the churning of gravel and stone and wheel to something off in the distance, right? And you hear a little bit of moaning and some flapping of something. All right. Okay. This is when you'll see, as you get a vantage point, you'll see what I've been describing laid out. At this point, I don't think you recognize Malleus hanging there.
Okay.
But you do see.
There's a light source over all of this?
Yeah, it's almost like a it's like that ambient lighting. You recall from being in the chambers where the mushrooms had that fluorescent glow about it. So, and they seem to be everywhere, and that mist-like dust mote pollen-esque thing is reminiscent of where you had been before.
Okay.
So that's what you're seeing, and then you hear that grating a little bit, and you see uncomfortably. And Cabello, you see this too as your eyes narrow out. Roll a vigilance for me, Todd.
Me? Yeah.
And you can do it too, Taro, since y'all tried to discern.
Vigilance? Yeah.
Yeah, both of you do it at a -2.
-2.
-2 to roll?
No, to your actual attribute, because you're rolling under.
Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 20, so
I didn't make it.
Yeah. You can't see nothing from your vantage point. There seems to be too much obscuring your way. You do hear, and you do see a shadowy movement. Something rather large is pushing something else, but it seems to be a mass of shadowy light and large volume-esque. You might want to say humanoid, but not really, because it changes shape. That's from Tara's point of view. Now, what did you get, Cabello?
Oh, I rolled a 15. I needed.
Oh yeah, you found that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what you're seeing down there in Ansel is he's peering and he's gesturing toward you to discern it. He starts telling you what you see and a little bit of what's going on here, right? Because and what they've heard from this priest that managed to escape, that they had a black robe in there, which is more of a priestly spy. Okay, so you know that to find out what exactly was going on, and he infiltrated because things started going south with that sect. They had watched the cult, but things had transferred into something deeper, dark, and they didn't know what was going on. They're trying to assess the situation. And he's pointing out, and he grabs his mouth, and he's shaking, and he's looking, and look yonder. All right. At this point, you see that same humongous shadowy figure pushing something else behind one of these men that are hanging between these two pillars. Now, Malleus, you're hanging there as you hear this thing scrape right behind you, right? Mm-hmm. It's being pushed. It's like almost a layer of the floor pushing behind you, and you can draw two and two together too. You recognize this lighting, the ambient fluorescent glow, and everything. It does trigger memories, and you cough like you've coughed before. And ever since that, you were up in that black onyx mountain, mm-hmm. and you contracted that. That cough is resurfacing. Your mouth had been a little chalky since then. As you've taken the drink to try to, try to wet your whistle and get that taste out of your mouth, but it's always been there, nagging cough, and it seems to be returning to you, right? Okay. You also see a lot of these other people that are hanging around you in different forms of organic decay or change. They're still moving, and their mouths are still.
Oh, they are.
Words. Man. Yeah, they're not totally dead. All of them, even the ones that look, they look almost like a similar situation as the surprise you got when that being came in front of you. Right? Mm-hmm. They're still moving, and their heads are all like they ain't got much muscle control, but it looks like they're half organic, decayed plant and human matter. Okay.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
We'll say, as far as your discernment utterly, and you're looking right at that. Whenever that being was in front of you and tasted you, for all intent and purposes, moved away, you saw what was beyond it. Right into that little dais, it rose up into like the plants that overtaken it. There seems to be a globule of about twice the size of a head. Right?
Okay.
And it is constantly churning with the same matter plant. It looks like human decay. There seems to be, weirdly enough, black, inky, abysmal, almost like black light coming out between the cracks of all of this undulating and serpentine squirming of vines and matter. And you'll see eyeballs pop out of them and go back. This is when you see that the eyes, you have rolling out of the people there, and they're at certain locations
Mm-hmm.
along these stalks. You notice that because when he moved, the eyes turned and trained on you, whether they were on the floor at different points along their transit or up in that globule right there. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now, this serpentine being, he had went around to the center of it, and he sticks his hands in it, and then he moves, and he's looking around, and he pulls his hands out, and he slides off, and slathers off. And that's, you're still doing this thing. You can't really move your head all that much from your neck. And this thing slides right behind you. At this point, Taro, roll again, and you can too, Cabela, at a normal rate. As your eyes adjust to the light, you're trying to find out what's going on, and especially, Cabela, you've been pointed out different things. Ansel is starting to...
Vigilance again?
Vigilance? Yeah. Just roll a vigilance.
Yeah, I got it. 6.
Yeah, got 3.
Okay, you both seem to tune into what's going on. Is this almost illumination? He comes into more of a lit area. You do see Malleus hanging there. To your surprise or chagrin, or both, you see this very familiar form. And now you've ran into a couple of these beings, but it's a troll-like being, and it's mumbling it to itself. And I believe all 3 of you saw him. Black, stringy hair down his back. He's real thin. He's about 10 foot tall, muscular, one arm a little bit longer than the other, but you recognize him from the creature that was in the Black Mountain. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's shoving this stone around, and on it is strapped this, it looks like some kind of a long-armed, winged, bat-like creature. This large, and it has this tongue, this thorny tongue, that's coming out and lashing forward. Right? Now, when he slid it behind Malleus, he gets behind it, starts to grunt, and Malleus, you can hear the grind as he's pushing that stone closer to your back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? And you can start to feel the whipping of that tongue on your back. Almost like a cat of nine tails, okay?
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, and you feel that pulse. Like I said, you're rooted to, and all these vines inside you. You feel that seeping of the blackness, the abysmal that's coming into your body. This thing slashing your back like that, and it hurts.
Okay.
All right, I want you to. You're restrained right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting. At this point in time, Taro, you see little goblinoid creatures shuffle in to the side as that serpentine creature goes off out of that area, that center circular area, and they bring this man carrying a staff up to the side, and he looks almost trance-like. And he's staring at that. And that serpentine guy looks, the being, grabs his face. And you see, Mouse, I don't know if you'd care, but you would see this too, Tara. All the eyes shift toward that direction. And is peering as he's holding the head of now who you realize is Thariah. And you see this too, Todd. It's in the same arc of light that's illuminating all this. Right? Now, as Thariah stands there, he still has his staff in his hand, and he's like this. And all the little fungal goblinoids are around the base of him, clittering. And you know that they don't have eyes either. It seems that they're sniffing and they're pawing. All right? And he says something to him. And the rain, Cabela, is coming down on you hard and is falling through that vent. And Tara, you can see it from several places up above. The rain just coming down and splattering, hitting the area. And it's already, like I said, humid in there as it is. This moment, it goes full bore on your back, Malleus, the lashings. And you can feel there's a drain of power. I need you to take 4 toughness.
Oh boy. Okay.
Off of you.
Okay. All right. I think.
But also,
yell out of.
Did you have any corruption at all?
No, I did not have any permanent corruption. No.
Okay. Well, you had at this point because it was being filtered through you, right? Okay. So it's going through you and out of you. You can feel it enter you, and you can feel it leave you. So it's like you're like getting this wave of corruption, and it exits out the back as this thing's lashing with its tongue. You can feel you're bleeding it back. Okay. It's hungrily licking.
Okay.
All right. Okay. You're taking that, and then you. I'm gonna see if you hear something to right. Roll. Roll your vigilant again.
Me?
Yeah, just roll it again. I said you.
Yeah, I got it. 8.
Okay, I did that because this is something that you happen to pick up because of your proximity to the location. You hear Thariah whisper something as his hand starts to slip down his rune staff, and you see a little flicker of a rune light up, and it falls. That staff falls over and hits into the pile of molten organic matter, right? And as it does, it lights up for a second, and the humidity in the room, it's like almost it goes out in a wave of electrical charge, right? And then the ride goes down in the slump. It looks like all the goblin horses are kind of taken aback and fall back. The creature in front of him lets go like he's been shocked, and he curls up into a protective coil, a mortar coil as he's pulling back. There's a shock on edge through your body too, through the humidity. Almost like a little bit of chain lightning is going through this area on your body, Malleus, and you can feel. You hear the another being that you can't see, but Tara, you see that the creature that you recognized from the build, he is shocked from the metal that's binding the creature, and he lets go and rails back. Now he's going to hit you again, Malleus, for take one more toughness point.
Toughness. Okay. Yep.
Okay. And then the thing screeches like a banshee.
Okay.
We'll get to you guys in a second. I'm just summarizing, collapsing, so we can get through the game. Screeches like a banshee, pierces your ears. The thing wrenches itself from its metal tie downs, flashes, and then pulls itself leg first, stomps out. It's got elonged arms. You can see it as it swooshes its wing past you, and then it does like a little spin, and it falls down and tries to pick itself up, and it starts retching. You can see its body moving and heaves, and it starts vomiting up this black mass. And it's laying. You see it peripherally out of the side of your thing. Now, by this time, Tara, you're seeing all this going down. You guys can jump in. But the creature, the snake creature, is starting to uncoil itself with a look of like horror as it's backing away from this thing that's almost collided into it as it's doing that. Now, the humanoid that was pushing it has the troll-like humanoid that was pushing it has gotten up, and he's up on one knee now trying to get up as this thing's heaving. And it heaves a black mass, and there's this big, massive black, other than blood, hits the floor and starts writhing, and you can see a wing flop out, another wing flop out. Seems to be a miniature version itself, as it's doing. And right now, Cabela, you can see all of this. Ansel has gotten up. He's horror-stricken, and he's saying prayers or something. It's the background hum right now. Okay, as he cries and runs off to find aid or seek prayer or go, wherever, or safety.
Okay.
But
So
you're watching this all go down. Go ahead.
all right, so there's like a sewer grate in this opening,
Yes.
looking
Yes.
down into this open area, right?
Yeah.
But
It's
is it
yes,
large enough for
like
me
right
to
up against the
squeeze
side.
through?
If you can remove it. Yeah, if you can remove it. I want to see if Bonner happens to notice you because you're not that far away. You're just around the corner. So
During all this
is
chaos,
I just roll luck.
and during all this chaos, I'm gonna take whatever number of steps it takes, and I'm gonna cut Malleus's hands free. So I'm gonna race over and immediately chop his hands free from this vegetation, these vines. That's my goal.
Okay. Well, I will put that on hold. You need to roll discreet to see if you do that against.
I'm not being discreet.
Actually,
I'm not being discreetful. I'm going. I'm racing.
Oh, you're
over.
not even.
I
you're
don't
not
give
even
a
trying
shit.
to-
This well, there's chaos. I'm
Okay.
going to try to cut
That
him
is-
down while they're recovering. Right.
That
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No sneaky bits here, baby.
I'm gonna see if
Malleus ain't
roll,
got time for me to sneak around.
just roll your vigilance. Let's see if you notice.
Me?
No, Cabela.
Oh, Cabell. Okay.
Bonner's trying to find him. I want to see if he happens
Nope.
to find him before he runs.
No, I didn't make it.
Nope.
Nope.
You can't hear him beyond the screams and the pitter patter of the rain. You can hear the boy's footprints, footfalls as he's heading off toward the townhouse. And you stand up, you see all of this. If you can rinse it free, you can get down there. Now, just make it's not going to be anything that just roll your strength. All right, if that's what you're attempting to do.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay.
Got a 5.
You pull on it and it rings loose and throw it to the side. And even though you've gained a little girth since your last outing, you could be able to slip in through there as long as you.
Whoa. Hold on. How far down is it?
It's a drop. It's about 40
feet.
foot.
Oh wow!
There's a ledge. Yeah, it's about 40 foot. There's a
Oh,
ledge.
40 foot.
Okay. There's a ledge on it with columns that go around the column. So if you want to drop through there, you could be on top of it. On top of the column. That's up to you.
Oh,
Find out the
I get it. I get
But
it.
I'm still 40 feet above
The ground, but not above the
Ground.
columns.
Oh, yeah,
ground
it is.
down there.
It is. Yeah. You've got a magic carpet or something. But
No, no, actually I don't. But what?
okay.
I mean-
well, as your pond.
Why would I drop 40 feet down?
No,
Get
it's
into
not
there.
to the top. Literally, you can drop yourself down for about, I'd say 7 foot, 6 foot, and you're on top of the ledge.
The ledge.
Okay.
Yeah, the ledge that runs atop the columns.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So maybe you can shimmy
Okay.
that. The last time
I'm just trying to
you
think
tried
about.
to climb that statue, it didn't work out.
I'm just trying to think about how we're going to get out of here if we go in here.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Good question.
but okay, I will. I'll drop down the 7 feet to the platform or the top of the column, and then we'll see what we'll do from there. I don't know if I want to go down another 35 feet or so. Maybe I'm in a
Right.
vacation where I'm at.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to document what happens to all of us. Somebody has to survive to tell the tale.
Just take notes and watch it. Yeah, get some popcorn.
I'm just taking notes.
In the rain.
In the rain,
with a charcoal pencil.
Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. Wow.
His tears in the rain are mingled. You can't do one from the other. Yeah, but as you run across there, Taro, to run up to Malleus, your body pretty much collapses as the vine and root system that has been anchoring you recedes rather rapidly after the shock goes through you. And when you'll see it visually, it shifts, the mass shifts toward the staff that it dropped to encompass it.
Okay.
And it starts going around it. Okay. So in the process, it lets you, so you run up to him, Taro, but he's been let down one or the other and he falls down in a clump.
Okay. Okay.
And so be it. You see some of the loose accoutrements that were intermixed inside that, inside that little garden, laying freely about the floor right now. They've been drugged loose.
Yeah,
they're a handful of weaponry or whatnot.
I'll help Malleus to his feet and tell him that the exit is there, and I'll nod in the direction I came as I try to pull Malleus in the direction toward Thoriah too, so we can, if we have to, we'll scoop up Thoriah.
Okay. Thoriah is pretty much.
What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of business between you and Thoriah, as the beast is there, the snake creature, and the ogre has already two-stepped it over there trying to restrain this beast. He has his hands, or this troll-like creature, hands on either side of his wings as it's flopping around. So he's trying to restrain it right now. The little one is up as well. Do something a little bit here. Have to ask for some work because there are several entities at play here. So if you guys could roll for me, as you like, to see what happens. For the other,
I think Malleus is at Taro's whim right now.
Yeah.
So so he's kind of.
Yeah, I've got my sword in my right arm and Malleus my left, shoulder as I'm kind of trying to fight away and out.
Yeah, because I'm
hurting.
I almost took my pain threshold almost with that last tongue lashing, literally. So he's probably pretty.
Yeah, now you do see. Yeah, you don't see you've been removed of your armaments.
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah. That.
But you do see a rusty cutlass laying there. Right.
Well, if he can, as he's there swing there, maybe he'll try to reach down and at least secure that. He doesn't want to seem totally useless, even though he may be totally useless.
Okay, you can scramble forward and grab it and do that. And I guess Taro, you're shouldering him. No man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a fighting retreat, so I'm trying to back us toward the stairs, doing a fighting retreat. So I will only. I will only fight them off if they attack me. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna actually go into melee with them. They'll have to come after me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just want to keep clear of them.
Yeah.
They are rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems to be a pretty titanic battle as the troll-like creature and this larger of the two bat-like creatures now in existence.
Is it like a humanoid, like giant bat? Is that pretty much what it is, or is it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's got the short legs, but it's got long arms, and it's got a head that sticks out, and a long, slashing, thorny tongue. So you can once you see it, its tongue is flipped around and lashing either side of the head of this troll-like creature as he holds him. Right, and so they are literally rolling about to navigate through them and get to that door. And the other
What's the serpent
bat-like creature
thing doing?
Oh, he's up. He's up, and he's paying attention to.
That struggle.
What you don't see, but you do see Cabello. As you look down there, desperately trying to see what is up. You could gather that Taro is trying to run Malleus toward a certain exit. You see the Raya in the throes of something not healthy. So, but you do see the eyes shift in direction toward Taro and Malleus.
Whose eyes?
All the eyes on that planter, so to speak, as well as the vines. Even though the mass of them shifted in the direction towards Thoraya, when they got up and started moving, all of those shifted, and you see, in conjunction, the snake being shift its momentum toward them, or shift its attention at least toward them. All right. Just for a little side thing to see what goes which way if y'all trying to escape here. Depending on who gets the better of this could mean exit or not for you. There is the cards here. Oh man.
Should I grab my bottle of water?
Okay. Okay. Roll roll above a 7 right now. I mean below a 7. 7 or below. One of you. This is for the bat creature. I'm just saying we're going to see which way it falls on this. Because he's attacking this troll. I don't see if he gets the better of it.
17.
Okay.
17.
17? He did not get the better of him. As he reached around, his tongue was trying to lash around his head. The creature swung around and swung the creature. The wings are rather humongous, the wingspan. So it swings around and almost provides almost a cloak for your attention as these two enormous colossal foes wrestle. So the serpentine creature is obscured in his direct division, but it seems like his anchor to the vision coming from this planter as well, right? So you try to make it to the door. Roll for the lower of the quick. Who has the lower of the quick? Try to get there before something else happens here.
I have a quickness of 15.
I
mean, what's David's?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was a.
Well, I mean, you're injured. I'm gonna modify it down because he's carrying you. You know, it's not like.
Okay, what stat am I looking at now?
Your quickness.
Oh, okay, yeah, 13. Standard.
13. Okay,
yeah.
-5 on that. All right.
So 8.
Yeah, 8 or less.
8 or less. Yeah. Am I rolling or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you roll.
Come, Malleus, pick up your feet, man.
14. Nope.
14?
Fail. Yeah, fail.
Yeah,
you are not helping me,
in
Malleus. Come, man, on your feet.
You're slipping, you're pausing. They're moving about. You don't know which way. It's very erratic. Which way they're going to shift their momentum. And let's roll again to see if we're going to go from the other side now. See if this. Do the 7 or below. Do the 7 or below. Right now, as far as the creatures.
Oh, the creatures. Okay.
To clear your way, yeah.
18.
18. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, obviously so, but anyway, yeah, they're falling about and crashing one way or another, and are right up against that door jam where you're trying to get to. The other,
I got a question.
Yeah.
From my viewpoint, can I direct them? Like, is there any way I can aid them to get out of there.
You mean with a little mirror or something?
No. Go that way.
Right.
To your left.
Over the den of this thing, you can try, and if they can hear you, but these colossal titans are rolling about, and we ain't even, the other two are about to enter the fray. At the Raya, you see him spread eagle, just laying on the floor, totally incapacitated.
Okay.
And these little goblinoid creatures, from Cabela's standpoint, have already left the building.
Sure.
In fact, it's weird that they're trying to drag the Raya with them. They seem to be attacked for some reason.
Okay.
If they're blind, you see them move, and they're not having much success on it. But it does look like, from Cabela's standpoint, that the creature is the snake humanoid creature is already slithering that way. But Cabela, you see this. You see the smaller of the two bat-like creature. You see it flop out of its blood pool like that, and it gets up and it starts clambering and running and flops in the air, and then it's going after the bat creature. I mean the snake creature. Okay. Yeah. So it's moving forward. Yeah, the smaller of the two. Yeah, the other one, it's like almost the other larger bat creature is trying to get away from this troll to get to the snake creature, but the troll is keeping him off keeping him away, kind of trying to pull him away and fend off his attacks. Okay, so that's what you're seeing right now. But it's ended up blocking. They've blocked your clear exit.
Okay. The only exit I'm aware of, anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So I look at Malleus above the noise. I say loud enough, hopefully Malleus can hear me. It looks like, and I nod toward this center mass of eyeballs.
Yeah.
Maybe we should dispatch that while these titans wrestle. As I point my head at this writhing mass of eyeballs and weeds.
Malleus will say, "I see you've had your fill of wine this day."
Yes. Yes. I am raring to go.
Either that or this place has driven us both mad. So Malleus will nod and say,
"This was your party, man. I'm here to rescue you."
He'll say, "Let's have at it then."
And I'll charge screaming toward this sword in both hands toward this mass and attack it.
Okay. Let's see if you can get there. Roll your quickness right now against that's a -2.
Both of us.
Yes, 11. I got it.
Yeah, if you're going along with him, you crippled self. You can go with a -5.
Gosh. Okay. No. Fail.
No.
Yeah, it's 18. So nope.
Okay. Well, that may be.
Makes sense.
That makes me actually good. What did you get, Jason?
11. I succeeded.
Taro? You succeeded? Well, you see Jason or Taro get there before you. But what you do see is you see these tendrils, and you've had personal experience with this, start to lash out and up to try to anchor his thighs and his calves to the ground as he's running toward this thing. But he manages to definitely weave through them, you know what I mean, as they harmlessly or kind of bounce off some of his covering or some of his armor, and that can't find him.
Okay.
Oh, we boy.
I'll yell out a warning to him. Taro, beware the vines.
As I step right, step left, right, charging with my sword in hand.
You're up on it right now, Taro, but all the eyes you could see them bubbling in and out of this abysmal mass as well as everything else. And they do that, and then they fuse and turn around and all come in conjunction toward you and all widen. And you can see that they have slits in them. Okay? So they're reminiscent of the pupils are like snakes. Okay? So this is what you're seeing right now. So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna
whack it.
I'm gonna drive my sword into its mass.
Okay. Drive away. I mean, just add a plus 2 on that.
Okay. And 1.
Oh, there you go.
So I
One.
Yeah.
Easy as pie. You drive it into it, and it just accepts it.
Okay.
Wholly. Okay. It goes in there, and oh man, you pull it out, and it has this black fuming ooze-like substance on it. It's almost like it. Even if you cut any of the organic matter, it's still rolling in and out like boiling water. You know what I mean? And it just goes in. On the return thrust, a black fuming ichor is on the metal, and you can hear it almost hiss. There's a singe like that. You can see almost it start degrading the blade.
Okay.
That you just plummeted into.
Okay.
Right? So you do have a long sword or
I have
sword?
Sword, whatever the book says, sword. It's just sword. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I need to know if it was long sword, you get your first attack it. I wouldn't give you
reach or something.
Yeah, I mean I'd say you got there and got a chance to do it, and then you can have another action. But while you're doing that, you're on thrust, roll to see if you roll your vigilance. Let's see if you can stay vigilant.
2.
Of what? When
2.
Yeah, Malleus put you on the right path with being vigilant about the vines that were trying to snake up to you. Right?
Okay.
You can feel them trying to do that, but you're still away from them, and you got at least an option to try to get out of that situation. One more time if you want to, or try another. You whatever you like.
Yeah, at this point, I'll turn toward Malleus and tell him our weapons are of no use.
Okay.
And then I'll start looking about for another route out. So I'm looking up,
Okay.
I'm looking, around in the dark. Yeah. We must find a way out, Malleus.
I'm going to go try and scramble out of here somehow and go try and find some rope to get these guys out of here.
I was about to say, if you're up there at that time, you do see him looking up at you. But
yeah, I will be back. I have to go find something to get you out of here.
My God, Malleus!
I'm not going down in there.
It's the voice of God, and it sounds like Cabello. I cannot believe it. Echoing down.
If it was God, he would have thrown.
I would not have
down.
believed Creo sounds like Cabello. Jeeman.
yeah.
So can I climb out of here?
Can you climb? You could climb down and maybe shimmy down a column if you want to.
No. Why? I'm not going to do them any good going down there.
Yeah.
They have to get them out of there.
Yeah.
So
if you want to go find a rope or something like that, you can.
I need to get back up onto the street and find a rope and get back down here to them.
Okay. Were you on? Did you go down in there on the top of the ledge?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all saw him up there, and he, says, "Adios, I'm going to get something."
Okay.
Is that
Didn't quite hear me.
Yeah, but then okay,
supper?
yeah,
Gonna go get supper or something? What?
yeah. He's doing charades, so you kind of get the gist of what he's going for help, or he's going to get something to bring you back.
How's that ogre doing?
Well, this is what we're about to roll on because something else is shifting here. Roll one more as this ogre's trying to keep this thing away. Roll one more for 7 or less. Right?
Want to roll a Jason or?
Yeah, go ahead. I did it last time.
7 or less. Good. I think I need this to happen, right? And come on, 3. There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The troll.
Mm-hmm.
No, excuse me. That was the bat-like creature. does lash his tongue around the troll's neck. I mean, if you're witnessing it, it slashes into the horns or whatever, like pulls out, and it is able to wring free of his grasp.
Oh.
And then it flies up high into the air to get away, and it dives straight down toward the snake creature, who is fending off the smaller of the two. Now, Now this smaller bat-like creature has already flown toward him. But roll for the smaller bat-like creature, roll a 3 or less on that.
3 or less?
Let's see what he does.
That's not gonna happen. Okay.
15%
chance, huh? No, 11.
Okay. Yeah, the snake-like creature bats him away, but he's more or less retreating back somewhat.
Okay.
It's almost like he's trying to find a recess to get into or find another doorway. So he's a fighting retreat himself, as you see him going opposite where the entrance of the door is, where you had came through, Taro. So he's backing up along that wall, where the other was the ogre that had been wrestling the larger bat-like creature. It broke away from him and flew up, and he starts running, bounding forward, reaching up, and therefore it clears a path. You notice right toward that door as you turn around and look at Malleus standing there, right? But if you want to make it out of that dire situation, see if you can or not. Cabello, go ahead.
I was just going to yell, "Run, Malleus!" as I point with what's left of my sword tip toward the open hallway now, stairway.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you want to see if there's any kind of rope to be had, you can do that. I need you to roll your quickness again, Jason, and roll it flat.
Flat? Okay. Quickness 15 or less? 4.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you bound over it, you land, and you get up there a couple, from the little step-up dais that you were on, bound, and you go the shorter of the way, because the elongated part is going out toward that staff, the Raya.
Okay.
That the goblins are trying to pull him away from. Now, you've successfully gotten up out of there. Cabela ain't going to make you roll for that. So if you want to try to see if you can find some kind of a rope, just roll your vigilance, and we'll see if one is in the area, maybe on it.
Yep, we got 2.
Nice.
2? Okay, that's really good. Yeah, and you do see a barrel with rope on top of it near an area that's being worked on by the Karabatic goblins. They're working on a certain area to put up something, and they've left rope there. Right, so it's not that far off. It's maybe a block that you've gone so far down the road. All right, so you've managed to get it, and you're on your way back. You're trying to make your way out with roll your quickness again, Malleus.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Rolling my quickness. 15. Fail.
15. Okay.
Yeah. Failure.
Yeah, you've turned on your heel and you've made it about halfway to the door. There is still things going on in here.
Okay.
There is this ogre and these giant bats. As he's swinging up at them, there seems to be one column that was in there that's been knocked over. It lands halfway across the matted organic matter, and it's kind of creeped up over it like that. So it's somewhat impeded.
Okay. So I got to try to scramble over that or around it or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think in his current condition, he'd try to detour and go around it.
Yeah. Okay. Just try to roll on that to get out there. You're helping him over, Toro. So give it, since attention's off of y'all for a second, give it plus 1.
Okay. So is this quickness again, or what is this?
Yeah,
Okay.
your quickness.
All right, okay. Okay,
You're kind of a sack of potatoes right now.
Okay.
Okay, and you do get into that. I assume you're going to the same stairwell.
Yeah.
And like that, and y'all have been. You can go in there pretty much side by side if you go angle and make your way up as you're helping him.
Yeah, I'll get under his arm, his shoulder, and I'll help him up the stairs as we, try to move up and out of the door, to the original door.
Okay. This as you're going out, it'll take you a while to get up there. It's like I said, about 30 foot in all total travel. So, Cabello, when you're running back to the area, which assuming you are, there is something that meet and greets you upon your entrance back to the removed grate.
Oh, welcome wagon. Okay.
There's this black mass. There's this black mass. This rising out of it and screeching, and you see a head and that tongue slash out. Is this? It's almost like trying to squeeze its way out. Pulls up a wing and gets out, and it finally does gain some purchase. And the wet night rain is raining down on its heart on this, leathery skin is just starting to flap and get up, and it gains some altitude immediately as it scampers across the cobblestone and then finds some lift, and you can see it struggling a little bit. It looks a little bit wounded or whatever, but it's going up. Do you have any corruption on you? Character?
No, I don't. We don't. No, I don't. We don't.
Okay.
I don't. Can I chase after it with my stiletto and just as it's getting up the ground, just kind of stab into it and kind of anchor it down?
You can try it too if you want to keep that sucker for like a pet or something, or wrangle it.
A pet. No,
I mean just roll.
The talon of a leathery winged beast ought to fetch something from Ansel in his alchemy, right? That might be worth 5 talers or something.
There you go.
Cut off that hooked talon.
Roll
right?
what?
Roll a -3.
Roll what at -3?
No, I mean you're sorry. You're accurate.
Oh, okay, thanks. Okay. Got a 9 and a -3, eh? So I gotta get under 6. I rolled a 6. Which is exactly
so you got it.
I got it.
Got it.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, you hit it. You hit it, and you get a little bit of its attention. It's just trying to scamper along the cobblestones. Is when you hit it, and you delve into it. You leave a little punctured wound in its wing as it turns around, slaps you and screeches, and then it tries to get up straight again. Now you can try to hit it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to pin it. I don't want it to get off the ground.
Nice.
You're trying to pin it. Okay.
Is this the bigger of the winged creatures? This is the bigger, right?
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know if this was the big one or the little one. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with the stiletto, you're going to have something. As far as like just facing this sucker, pinning it.
It's
I don't
Cabello,
know.
man.
How big is how?
Cabello.
I mean, if you're doing something like a 1, you can do that. You know what I mean? Some kind of odd way, but try it again. You get another shot.
Cabello, man, he's got it.
I rolled a 3.
got
If he can do it. You hit it. You definitely leave your mark in it. But see, you roll a 3. Now you hit it twice. It's an annoyance for you. It's already been hit somewhat, or it's already winded in the struggle.
Right.
All right, you've hit it twice. There is. It's gonna turn around and try to hit you. Okay.
Oh, I got attention. Okay.
Yeah, you did. This thing's massive, and it doesn't seem to be
See, I misunderstood how big it was.
Yeah.
When you say big, like what are we talking? It came out of this. It came out of this grate, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it's
man
when I mentioned the grade about like it's a little bit rectangular shape, about the size of a manhole or regular, the see. Like I said, you could get down it, and it had to squeeze its way out like an octopus, so to speak. You know what I mean? It descended itself and then finally get its way out, and it took a while. You could have probably did something while it was trying to get out, but it was already went off the.
Okay, all right. Anyways, well, it's coming at me.
Okay. Yeah, but I want to see what's happening below here.
I'm not going anywhere. It's okay.
Yeah. Taro and Cabello, you've finally reached the top where you see the, if you open the door, you see the rain still pitter-pattering, thunder still lightning striking, and that alley is just being a torrent of rain dropping down on you when you exit, right? So it's a nice welcome.
I'll slam the door behind me, and I'll look about in the streets. Do I see Cabello fighting this thing?
Well, you would have to go back down that alley.
Oh, so he's at...
You do hear a screech. The same screech that you heard down there, you now hear it echoing down the alley that you're in. Okay. All right? Because Cabello struck it twice, and it's gotten annoyed with it. It's turned around and like ear piercing. Okay, so you do hear that.
I'll ask Malleus. How are you, Malleus? As the rain pours on us, are you well? I mean, how bad are you, man?
Malleus grins back at you, but you can see that he looks to be in pretty beat up shape. Obviously, the shirt on his back is drenched, but you can see that it's a mixture of rain, and you also see blood from the tongue lashing of the bat creature.
Yeah,
and also you can see that he's got his forearms and his hands are kind of bruised where those vines had, lacerated him. So he's in, he's in bad shape, but he nods and he says, I have your back as usual.
Okay. So then I'll make my way toward the screeching noises echoing up from the alley and kind of peek down the alley.
Okay, and this is when you come into view. You see Cabello trying to impale this creature that you recognize kind of towers over him. It's almost like a 7-foot tall creature, but the wingspan is like, you know what I mean? It's
right. It folds up like a bat and then unfolds itself. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So it's fairly intimidating, and it's got it's not like a bat neck, but it's like a neck that extends, with a face, and then that tongue is just lashing. So it swung around as Cabello stabbed it, twice, and then it swung around to bear on him as it's screeching. But you also see something that I don't think Cabello sees because to his back and side. You see another black creature that seems to be rising up out of the ground. Right behind you.
Out of the manhole or out of the...
Well, it's out of the manhole, but you see
Cabello, that's why you always put the grate back over the hole, brother. Like I shut the door behind me. Always shut the door behind you.
It's starting to obscure the lower torso, so you see it distinctly. And with the moonlight, it's almost full moon. It's like a new moon.
I'll look at Malleus. It looks as though Cabello has everything in order.
He's got everything.
He started the party without us once again, hey?
Looks like he has captured dinner.
So, but you don't necessarily. I mean, you see the black mass coming out of there. You can put two and two together, but it don't have his wings fully out. It looks like but it is smaller, and it's not having that much of a struggle to get out. Right? And you can hear bellows up from underneath it.
We're on the street up above now in the city.
Okay, yeah, you're in the street, and you're looking through. It's the back alleys. There are some. You do see a light or two come on in the in the houses around there.
Could I possibly spy a rain barrel anywhere? Maybe that.
Yeah, we'll say that in that area that's worked at, and it's raining anyway, so they left the barrel.
Okay,
so it's pretty much one on every corner.
I'm going to attempt to kick one of these rain barrels and have it hurtle towards one of these bat creatures, maybe to give Cabello a helping hand here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That.
Well,
when I can.
Yeah, if you get in the position, just whenever you do, just roll your strength straight, and then roll your accuracy after that. Let's see if it hits. Kind of like reminds me of rolling that stone job. But anyway,
and I'm just moving into shoulder to shoulder with Cabello down this alley.
Okay. Try to get there as quick as possible. Go ahead and roll your quick to try to get there. And
4. So I did it.
4. Okay. That's happening. You're trying to get there, but the strike is coming. You'll get there before the second one rises out. The joint shoulder to shoulder. But Todd, Cabello, you have to roll your defense against
Oh, good. Okay. Yep.
Your defense at a -3.
Well, I use my cunning for my defense.
Yep.
Nice.
My tactician
-3 on
ability. Yeah.
Sweet.
So and it's a 15, so that's
nice.
12.
Come on, easy money.
9. Yes, I made it.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy because that freaking tongue just lashes out. And the darkness tendrils right beside you, and you almost took off your head. You hear it whoosh by your ears. It retracts into the thing, and it screeches again. It starts to come toward you, and you feel the presence of your friend Taro come to your side. Mm-hmm. And this, go ahead, Taro, since we'll call it a free attack since he's
okay. And I'll say to Cabello as I come racing into battle, are you sure this is a fight you want, my friend? Oh, an 18. I'm too focused on speaking to Cabello. I miss.
Okay. You're missing. You hear the pop and the slosh and then the wings kind of engulf you. It blocks the rain for a second behind you as the rain water's kind of coming in an angle, and it blocks it. You feel the presence of another one behind you. Smaller, but you know the drill. You hear the bellow from underneath the street issue forth from the open grate, and in silence, the creatures are trying to lift off. That swoosh you hear behind you, it swooshes down. And you can feel like, the rain and everything is almost blown off you a little bit. That's settled on you as it rises up, and then it goes again. And the large one, you stab it, it calls again, and then it starts flapping. And then it gets lift. So that's the direction that they're heading. If you want to try to stop them,
into the air.
Yeah.
So they're fleeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take one last shot at the big one as it flees.
Okay. All right. Roll the -3 on that.
Got it. 8 points of damage as well.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
With my sword. Nice. So I'll give it a parting shot. Go, you winged creature, you foul beast of the underworld.
Yeah, you stick it, and when you're pulling it back down, if you happen to notice, your sword's already been somewhat corroded with the black ichor, and it's been almost like recoated with the blood of this creature, right?
Yeah,
similar, not as potent as the other one had this like a black fume on it, right?
Right.
But it's just black all the way down it. as it basically pulls itself off of the sword as it's leaving.
Right, gotcha.
When it's rising, so you'll see it. You'll see both of them alight and kind of block out the sunlight the moonlight from view for a minute, and then head down the corridor, the alley, the street, as it goes and tries to take a light, and you hear it call off in the distance. Now you stand there in the rain. The bellow is still happening below. It's subsiding now. There's still glow down there. I don't know what you guys want to do.
I'm gonna peek into the hole and then slide the grate over the hole. And look at Cabello. All of my hair, of course, long hair is stuck to my face. It's wet. I'll look at Cabello and nod toward Malleus. We must get Malleus home and treat his wounds. He has had another close encounter in the night here at Thistlehold. If he would just settle for a drink at the dump, he would be a lot better off.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if you glance there and while you're closing that thing up, you don't see the snake-like creature anymore. He's obviously found his recess. He's scampered off into. You do see the troll-like creature trying to upright the column.
What? Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. As it's doing that, you do not see Thariah anymore, at least from the vantage point that you have from the grate. And you don't see the goblins. They seem to be with them. Now, Cabela's the only one who saw the goblinoids trying to pull right away. You don't see him or them. That's what I'm saying. You just that as he looked up and bellows again, as the rain's pouring in his face as he straightens up the column. And that's it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the plant mass of matter is receded back into a circular thing and reattached itself to the beings that were laying there. And Malice, you got to know that they were in different forms of decay. I mean, some of them were. You did notice, upon reflection, there seemed to be a priest or two, with the robes laying there. From what you could see, the rest of it had been all the material that they wore had been incorporated into the mass that lay upon there. So the other bodies were almost like in some form of swamp thing metamorphosis, right? And a lot of it was decay, where you could see the internal rib sections and whatnot, just like you did with that creature, right? Yeah. But as you look up and he bellows, the eyes pivot on that thing, on that center plantier, and look up directly toward you as you leave. Okay, so y'all are going to the townhouse.
Yeah, right? And I'll tell my mates on the way, it may be time to move back to Blackmore, gentlemen.
Maybe safer there.
Yeah, as Thistlehold may have its hands full.
A little epilogue
the tent
to
city
it the next
looks
day,
mighty nice right now.
Yeah.
If you're batting the shutters, it's been raining all night. There seems to be a lot of commotion. There were more lights on. There were more. You could hear screams down the road at different intervals during the night. There was a lot of traffic from foot soldiers and whatever, and people that have been called up going down the streets as you huddled away and batted your shutters and stayed inside the townhouse. Seemed to be a lot was going on. So, a lot of
commotion, huh?
Yeah, and it seems to be the next day there are people that were reputed in the city to be bad apples, so to speak, and a lot of corruption or whatever like that, and some of the more named folk were found
Mm-hmm.
With marks either around the groin area or just lashed them around their neck and everything else, right? So they had been found dead like that, and
oh wow, okay,
and scraped up and thorned up, and you yourself from hearing this recognize the where the marks came from, so to speak.
From the back.
It was breaking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the windows are blown out in different places. It's almost like they had homing toward corruption. You know yourself that's you've experienced corruption before, so when it kind of entered your body, you realize the release and when it left. But anyway, guys, I tried to make it within the time so Todd could get some sleep. So I think we did that. We'll close the curtains on that.
Nice. Okay. Nice. He's not getting any sleep tonight. That was creepy.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you, Melly, too, for a couple of weeks after, especially after the Bofus incident, after you got that, you had like more skin tags, but they were more like mushroom topped skin tags on your body. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was growing, and you still have that now. Cabello, you had been when old boy was blathering away, and when he poured the potion in there, he had been working in conjunction with trying to find some. There seems to be an epidemic, so to speak, like of hallucinogenics and a lot of things that's been brought out of the car for people to get.
Speak for yourself. Taro enjoys his hallucinogenics.
No, you know what I mean. But there's a proliferation of people that come in and try to sell it or whatnot. And so you'll have these dens around where people practice that. But as far as what he was seeing, it being invasive to the human flesh and bridging that gap. That's what is his name? Ansel. He is wanting to make an antidote for, so to speak. Okay, so that's what he was carving up that mushroom.
Okay, you got to remind me. Okay, who's Thariah again?
That's Dell's character.
My character.
Yeah, that's Dell's guy.
Yeah, we'll have to go back once we get cleaned up, and we'll have to go back into the bright sunlight and investigate. See if we can't find Thariah.
A rune mage.
I mean, I assumed from his description that, Taro, I made the assumption he must be dead, the way, Dell described it.
It sounded pretty dire, yeah. I don't know.
But
so then we possibly have another rescue mission to go find him.
Yeah, it sounds like
it. Sure. Or we can have an interlude that describes that situation for the next session, depending on who's running it. Unless Dell's going to run a second.
Yeah. The only thing I can say to Cabello is you do see them dragging Thariah away. It seemed like these little goblins, that was trying to drag him away from the approach. Like that batter had encompassed his staff.
Okay, so like they were trying to save him?
Yeah, it looked like they were pulling him away from the whole commotion.
So you have a better idea then of his condition than we do, because we were escaping. So Cabello probably
they may go like he's down and out, but you may have an explanation. Cabello made that they wouldn't have just been rescuing somebody.
Okay.
That kind of thing, right?
Is Thariah? If you got to remind me again. Sorry, is Thariah human or is he a
changeling?
No,
he's a changeling.
Changeling. Okay.
He's a staff wizard changeling, right? Witch.
Yeah, and goblins have an affinity toward them too.
Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so they're trying to save him. Okay. Right. So I'll pass that information on to Malleus and Taro. So we're all on the same page about this, right?
And the next day. Yeah.
Yes, we're now going to have to find Thariah, as I do not want to deal with the boy Bonner, as he is going to piss and moan if we do not rescue Thariah.
Yes, his weeping will keep me up at night.
Yes, his weeping will keep up Malleus.
Yeah, you go back up on the hill, boy.
And just so we know, I don't know who's running the next session, but what is child support in? What is child support? What's the going child support here in Thistlehold?
Children support themselves.
Yeah, right.
I mean, because Malleus is going to be paying child support. It sounds like to the.
He better be out there with a wooden bowl asking for alms and
all ex-girlfriends always come to you telling them it's yours. It's I'm pregnant and it's yours, right? You always have to prove them wrong, right? Damn it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't Dale supposed to send me a private message asking if that was okay with me?
No.
That's up to y'all.
I tell you, Malleus, your character lives a.
She did the math.
Malleus's character lives a far more exciting life when we're not playing with him.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like Michael Jackson. The girl.
He'd rather be in Mortal Kombat with the snake creature. I don't know what's gonna put him on there quicker.
Yeah, Malleus is like, this is news to me,
she
lady.
Did the math.
You got the wrong man, lady.
Yeah, she could be manipulative. Who knows?
Yeah.
She got to decide, but she did the math, and if she's
not my son.
heard it,
It's not my son. No.
yeah.
That's funny.
Thanks, Dale.
Yeah, that's good.
I know. I said the other day to Joy, I said I always love screwing with Dave. I told him about that time that boy that was going to marry your daughter.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
He said, you said go over there and help him help take that log off. And he picked that thing up and he cut him in half. She was just on spring break.
It's all right, man. Keep me on my toes. That's good. I'm good with it.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh my God, that was fun.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah, really. You never cease to.
In 90 minutes, not too bad. 90 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, what can I do to speed this along? I'm just sorry, Todd didn't get more action.
Todd was in the safest position.
I was in the safest position. I wasn't.
He's like, go team.
Yay. Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay.
You gotta tie up some loose ends and stuff. That's fine.
Oh, I knew they were going to try to break loose if that happened.
Tied up some loose ends and loosened up some tight ends. So
yeah.
So,
oh my God.
It was good.
Very sword and sorcerer.
Yeah.
Sorcery, I should say.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Wonder what's going on.
Plant food. Malleus was going to be plant food.
Oh yeah. It didn't look good. Didn't look good.
What did you think last? I know he's going to make like, what the hell are you doing to me? Whenever you were strung up.
You got me. When you're running stuff, I just know I just gotta sit back and go with it, and don't try to overanalyze it because you are on another level, and that's a compliment. That is a compliment. And my whole thing is that usually it's it is what's the word I want to use? It is the vibe or the ambiance, that pulls me into when you're running stuff, and it's much more of an emotional roller coaster because you really know how to basically you come from a different angle, So when you were describing everything to me, I was just like, well, pretty much I just got to hold on to the roller coaster and go, So
let's get out of here. It's a rescue mission. Let's get out of here.
And I mean the creatures, the descriptions, everything is just chef's kiss, man. So I'm here for the ride.
He brought Davokar to Thistlehold. That's what he did.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
and like I said, it's very.
So now we know what goes on in the sewers, in the bowels of Thistlehold.
That's
like,
what
holy shit, this is supposed to be the Davokar. Oh my God, I'm moving to Blackmore. I'm getting the hell out of Thistlehold.
Yeah,
and he pulled.
There's bats hanging upside down. Yeah.
There's priests involved. There's just a lot, and then we've got the corrupt officials of the city are involved in this some kind of way. So I don't know, man. It's a conundrum. It's a mystery, which is fine.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun to me to throw it out there. I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what. You know what I mean? You're going like, what's he going to do with her? So I'll leave it something for you guys to pick up on. You go, I want to go this direction.
And what's up with that noblewoman's? What's up with him, the husband? And it's you got the wheels turning. So
Yeah.
good job.
There was a whole lot of information in that 90 minutes.
It was. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
No, really. That's a lot of information in that 90 minutes. And I'm going to have to get a
Yeah,
weapon that isn't vulnerable to these damn monsters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've lost a pike. I've lost a sword. I've given my dagger to the boy.
All I've got is one stiletto.
Yeah.
I've got another one. At least another one.
Yeah, right. It's time to go shopping. We're going to have to do some shopping.
Yeah, right.
With my 5 Thaler,
Yeah. Well, we actually have 25 Thaler plus your 5, so we got enough to get something.
Something. You got the Talon,
Yeah, because we got 25 Thalers from what was his name? The barbarian, right?
Guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
because I got the double throw now, so steel throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I need to get armor. I have no armor. I have no pike, and my sword is now damaged, and my dagger's gone. So I'm literally standing here in the rain in my underwear, basically.
Oh, great!
With a
Yeah, great.
and so is Malleus, because he was hanging, for the most part stripped.
Well, see, if he would have failed that, he'd have been stripped down to skivvies and totally nude whenever they found him. Because at Awakening, he would have fell in a passion with her, and then that would have happened. But I said, okay, you get your gear on, a little protection,
Yeah.
But Jesus, Louise. So,
Hey guys,
but
I gotta go. I'm turning into a pumpkin.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I've been up a long time, so
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
all right. Now, Todd, hey, I appreciate y'all's patience.
Oh yeah.
A little side note before we go. I named Jorian because of a book called The Reluctant King series by The Camp. And when I was on vacation, I went to a bookstore and I put all 3 of those books were there. So in paperback. So I bought them and I took them home and set them on his bed. He was at work, and the next day he's like, "Did you know this? Did you do this on purpose?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He opened it up and one of them had the signature, the Camp signature.
Oh,
Holy shit.
Wow.
Look at that. Nice.
$3 a piece for those books.
Holy
know.
cow, that's awesome.
You never know. There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I took a picture of it and put it on Facebook, but I was like,
Nice.
wow.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh,
And we're doing Joff
Anyway.
next Wednesday, right? Todd?
Joth Wednesday, yep.
Okay.
Yep. And what are we, 8 o'clock start? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I guess. But
So
next Wednesday, right, Joff?
Next Wednesday, right?
Next Wednesday. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Cool.
yep.
Okay, cool.
You don't-
Sounds good, y'all.
All right, guys.
Looking
All
forward
right.
to it.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks.